Okay, now it's a go. It's a go. In a
Wildly
different
off
part of the world.
track.
Wildly off track.
Wildly off track. Our first run at trying to entertain people with a bit of audio.
Who starts? Me? You?
I'll
Who's
start
going?
here.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well, I'm Greg Hartman.
I'm Tristan Woodward.
I'm Rea and For the last number of years, we've all been working together in the Okavango Delta in Botswana. One of truly the last Edens of this world. I mean, it can expand over 15,000 square kilometers.
Yeah, I've been living with leopards, lions, cheetahs.
Big cats all the time.
We were disconnected from the entire world, basically. Left in the middle of the Okavango by ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we could go easily a week without seeing another person.
Yeah.
That is
Just talking on radio,
unreal.
yeah.
I mean, to think about it, okay, we were completely connected with nature.
Yeah.
Like getting stuck in floodplains, following lions through bloody massive rivers, beating off wildfires. We need, firefighting.
One might even say that we survived paradise.
Well, our biggest adventure is now because we've come through the wilds of Botswana and we've ended up now in the UK together for the first time. Like the most nature I've seen here, besides the trees and a couple tits, are the squirrels, and that's it.
Whose tits?
No, the great tits and the blue tits, and I'm still learning the other tits. There's a few different varieties of tits here.
You know what was my first wildlife sighting here, which was actually, I'd always wanted to see the foxes and stuff because they're so picturesque. I did not realize how big this fox was because we were driving and it was stretched across the whole motorway.
No, man!
That was my first. No, it was in multiple pieces. That was my first wildlife sighting. I was like, oh, great. First time to see a fox. It was split up into 20 different pieces.
No shame, man. Have you seen live foxes running around?
I did see one, yeah.
They're quite nice, eh?
Yeah, they are beautiful. They're
Like a pretty jackal.
They look a lot nicer when they're like intact as well.
Yeah,
That's true.
and alive.
I guess we've got to share with folks a little bit about ourselves, eh?
Well, to my right, I've got Greg here, Zimba Greg. He's lived his whole life in rural areas, farm boy growing up, Zimbabwean wildlife cinematographer extraordinaire, and professional guide.
Thank you, Ray.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, actually. That's like really nice.
Kindest thing he's ever said. May I introduce Trist?
Please.
Trist is from Khansi. Let's just say it's the Alabama of Botswana. Tristan is also a wildlife cinematographer, filmmaker, camera op, a Botswana bushman. He's only 23.
I got my first chest hair the other week.
Nice! What a win!
I'm not even lying as well.
Straight out of school, he jumped in a car with me in the Okavango.
My life's never been the same again. And then this is Rea. He's from Botswana. He's a Botswana. I mean, you've been a guide. You've done everything. You've worked all over Africa. You've worked in South America. You've worked in Asia now as well. He's been a wildlife filmmaker.
4 languages?
4 languages.
It's about the nicest things we've ever said about one another.
And from here on out, we're going to be ourselves. No, Rea's the most feral individual I've ever met. Once told me he never wants to live in a first world country because that's boring.
Too many rules.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone more perplexed by technology and the real world than him.
None of us really have experience in podcasts.
Yeah, we're quite used to different conditions normally. We normally work on very high budget productions for Netflix, PBS, BBC.
Let's just say our podcast is in its infancy. And our budget is very slim. So
our budget is Greg's living room.
Slow progress.
Basically, listen to this podcast. You'll hear about animals. You hear about our first-hand experiences in the wild. And how did we film this all?
And how not to film some of it.
And the cultural clash that is the UK and Africa.
Now, our hopes and dreams and entire career basically rest on the fact that Rea doesn't insult some culture, Greg isn't boring, and I don't get cancelled.
This might be our last job ever.
Hopefully it's of value and entertainment.
This is Wildly Off Tracks.
It's track.
Track. Welcome to Wildly.
We're on one track.
On a singular track.
Yeah, we might have to just let people know. We do have some kids playing football on the street outside. So we're going to hear a bit of wailing and competitive football going on.
Got no sound blockers, nothing.
No studio vibes. But it's good to see the kids out and playing.
I'm just thinking about like our childhoods in Southern Africa. Like I never played football in the street.
Well, we didn't have a street.
Yeah, there was no street. There was dirt outside.
This is in the bush.
I remember coming back from playing football at school, and like I went to a fairly nice school.
This is in Gabs.
In Gabs, yeah.
Gab's the capital city of Botswana.
The capital city of
people,
Botswana.
yes.
Gaborone.
Gaborone.
How do you say it? Is it Ga?
Yeah, ja.
Okay.
Ha. But our school was, I mean, still half the time we played on a dirt pitch, and I was a defender, and I loved getting, down and dirty.
I can imagine you.
Yeah, I'd come back, my legs would just be scraped, like blood everywhere because of like sliding on the floor or falling over and all of that. Like,
And in Gabs, it's that type of soil where it's all the mini, small rocks.
Yeah.
Nice.
It must be quite nice to play on grass out here.
It's lush, bro. It's soft, easy, smooth.
I think I was really lucky, and it's one of those things I didn't fully acknowledge it when I was still in primary school, but after school, where I played football was pretty much in front of the house in the open fields in the floodplains when there's no water. And don't forget, because it's the floodplains, then the river and the park. So when we'd be playing football, there's giraffe in the background in the park,
cool.
and amazing scenes. I took a photo actually from my house of kids playing football and a giraffe in the background.
No way.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
Well, we played football in the Delta before as well.
Yeah.
No, we have.
Yeah.
We have. On the
You gotta-
legendary football pitch.
Legendary.
Great fun happened on that football pitch. People fell over.
Very uneven football pitch also.
We
Freshly mowed.
Yeah, we had a football pitch near our camp, and we didn't use it very often.
No.
Because normally you can. I mean, it's so hot out there. You can only really play in the afternoon.
Yeah, and we were. That's the best time to film.
Best time to film.
Yeah.
So the only times we really got the chance to play is on relaxed days where, or
Tap in once a year.
celebratory days where we'd have a few drinks.
Yeah.
And after you hit an elephant hole with 6 or 7 beers in you, you don't normally stay standing for very long.
For a record, that's running on the football pitch, not
Yeah.
driving the car.
Yeah.
No, we had fun on that. But I mean, it reminds me back when we were kids, like extramural fun things that we used to do out of the house. I'm growing up on a farm. I spent my whole day, every day out of the house. I was never in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
I got given a fishing rod. I used to come back from school. I had a fishing rod and a little air rifle. And I used to go fishing and hunting the whole weekend, every weekend. It
What
was
were
the
you
best.
hunting?
Birds. Just small birds. Doves mainly. Yeah. But everything we shot, we had to eat. So like.
Doves taste good.
Doves
taste good.
Yeah. So I didn't used to shoot that much, but it was more like being out in nature. Like I had a little pair of binoculars and my fishing rod, and I'll sometimes just go fishing for like 2 days straight. It was
I
amazing.
love those air rifles. We lived quite far out of Gabs, and so everyone had quite big like plots. My mum was very, very against TV, and like I'm only 23, so
You're still a young buck.
I'm still a young buck.
Because you're-
But when I was growing up, we still had VHS tapes. We were only allowed to watch maybe 1 or 2 movies on the weekend. And after school, a lot of my friends lived like the plot over, which was a kilometer away. But we'd run over to each other's house, and we all had BB guns, those little plastic. bullets.
those were fun.
Or some of us had air rifles that shot BB bullets, and we go and play cops and robbers with those. And you just get lost, like running around in the bush, like snakes everywhere, chaos,
It was fun,
kids
though.
shooting each other. Those are some of like
But
top tier moments.
that's the childhood that most of us should have, A little bit of
Yeah.
risk taking, a little bit of fun, a little bit of adventure.
The first time, I'm not sure, maybe Greg growing up on the farm, I remember when I finished Standard 7, what's it called in UK? Grade 7? Primary
Yeah.
school.
Well, you like 12, 13, somewhere there?
I'm not sure, yeah.
Year
So-
6. Year 6. That's the highest.
That's the
age
British
of
equivalent.
primary school.
Primary school.
Okay.
Good to have producer Mark here, fact checking us.
Producer Mark with infinite Google knowledge.
And his own personal knowledge.
So when I was in year 6, British equivalent year 6, my birthday present was a lesson from my dad on driving. That's when I learned how to drive.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. How's
Yeah,
that for a
we-
birthday present?
that
Your
was my
dad's
birthday
clever. He's
present.
like, let's do a cheap one this year. We're going to do a driving lesson.
Just got a pillow, sat on the car. We had this really old Isuzu KBD20, I think it was.
I love it was exact.
I
model.
remember because to start the car, you couldn't just it was a diesel, so you have to preheat. But also, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but for the fuel, there was like a choke where you had to manually put it in all the way, start the car, and then bring it lower again.
It's a proper
And-
choke.
Yeah, proper choke where it was physical the whole time. This. Yeah, that was my birthday present.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Learning to drive
That's
a car.
That's proper like bush dad presents as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Nice. All of my birthdays involved the party thing that we used to do. Either we were shooting targets with a pellet gun, or we were trying to cast our fishing rod lures into a bucket on the lawn. So we'd have a bucket on the lawn, and then we'd all get our fishing rods and see if we could cast into the bucket competition.
That sounds pretty hard.
That sounds
Yeah,
pretty
it was
sick.
hard, but we were great fishermen because of that.
My mum, I probably would have been about the same state, like standard 6, standard 5 or something like that. And my mum, she went to South Africa for some work trip thing. So she left me with my grandmother and one of my grandmother's friends. So they decided, because I like fishing as well, they're going to take us, we had a river at the bottom of the garden. So they took us down to where the dam was, which is like 4 or 5 Ks away. And there's a nice little open section there. And they made a little bit of a fire. They had 1 or 2 dogs with us. And me and my brothers went and played in the water, did some fishing, made some, tried to make sand castles. You can't really make a fucking castle down there.
No, but
we're having lots of fun. Dogs splashing through the water, whatever. It was honestly one of the core moments of my life. And when my mum got back the following weekend, me and my brother forced her to come with her, my younger brother. Like, Mum, we've got to go here. We've got to go back. We've got to show you what happened, blah, blah, blah. And we get there and we park up, and it was basically at the bottom of the dam, and there was kind of 2 rivers that merged into one. And in the middle sandbank, there was 5 or 6 crocodiles now sitting there.
Yeah.
My grandmother caught the biggest bollocking from my mother.
Yes, I'm sure.
Looking like fresh food, and a nice, decent sized
Crocs.
Yeah,
Well, that brings to mind a similar situation for me. We had all of our family. There was I was one of 4, so we had all 4 of us plus 2 friends, and my mum and my dad. And we had all of our dogs. At one stage we had 9 dogs, but at this stage we had 6, I think it was. We all went to the dam to do some fishing. 3 of our dogs were Dachshunds, so there's little sausage dogs. Having a like a swim. Flipping crocodile head pops up.
What?
Yes. Grab one.
Took one of your dogs.
Right in front of all of us, bro. One of the Dachshunds gone.
Did the rest of them swim back to shore?
No, we're screaming, dogs, come.
Oh my
Nobody
word.
reacted. They were like, woo. Nailed by a croc.
Yes.
Yeah, right in front of us. Bro. Yeah, that was hectic. But we didn't even know there was a croc there until the croc ate the dog. We're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they're like, all right, this
there's a
dam.
croc.
Well, Gab's Dam.
Yeah.
Gaborone Dam. They got a yacht club there. When I say yacht club, for
Boat
people,
club.
It's not a yacht club.
It's not
They got
yeah.
a couple of canoes and a bar, basically.
Yeah.
But it was it was one of the best places to go for a sundowner because it's just so flat and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But again, there's a little where they let all the canoes and stuff out. You could swim, and we'd often swim there. And I think people just become so desensitized to that reality. Anyways, there was an English school that did an exchange with ours, and they came out that side, and the school decided to take them out on the boats. And English health and safety banned them from going anywhere near that water. No chance, no whatever. I've gone sailing on that river. Yeah, something like 2 people's dogs got nailed there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
right where we've
Right,
been swimming
yeah.
for our whole
Yeah.
lives. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell where, as a parent, where adventure for children becomes too risky. There needs to be some adventure and risk and fun, especially in a place like Africa, because the experience as a young person is just extraordinary. You can be outdoors the whole day, just having, that's how young people are supposed to grow up, actually. But then, sometimes it's a little bit on the
comes out
edge.
of nowhere.
The worst thing you'd want is for a child to be in
But
trouble.
it's also, I love. I mean,
Did you ever feel in danger?
I was. I don't know what most people are more scared of when they're kids. I guess everyone has their childhood fears. Mine were baboons.
Hated
And
baboons.
baboons and jackals.
And jackals.
Jackals,
Jackals, poor Tristan.
Baboons. First off, baboons are
I
terrifying.
mean, baboons are scary. If
If
you don't know.
baboons are, but jackals was because on my family farm, my granddad used to go for a walk every morning, and a rabid jackal appeared and charged
rabies,
him.
eh?
Yeah, and it was I don't know, but it's like when you're a young kid and you hear that about this jackal that just basically just walks straight at him, and I think I can't remember if he
Get a
had
fear
a
of
stick or
jackals.
something and he whacked it, or I can't remember, but I remember being deathly afraid of jackals for the majority of my childhood
That's
after
fair.
that. But it was also so irrational. I think about all the other crazy stories I've heard in bots, and jackals got me, man.
Yeah, but that's fair. As a kid, you're impressionable, hey?
Where we were, we had black-backed jackals. You get side stripe as well. We all love our side stripes, but it's pretty similar size to a fox, maybe slightly bigger, and they look very similar in demeanor and everything. And they they're scavengers, small, normally very, very docile. Like, I mean, they're scared of us. They're not going to bother a human. But a jackal with rabies suddenly acts exactly the opposite of what a normal jackal would. Like, I mean, if my granddad walked into a jackal that didn't have rabies, it would have just bolted off into the middle of nowhere to never be seen again. And that thing stopped in the middle of the road and was like, I'm going that way, you better move.
That's
And they get quite aggressive. Rabies
is a problem. It acts on the brain, and then they just lose all fear and get very.
And it's dangerous,
hectic.
man. What is it like? 24
For a human,
hours?
yeah.
48 hours.
It's lethal to people.
My biggest fear actually with rabies is not really in the wild, but in the towns and villages.
Yeah, that's true.
I see tourists who go to this random dog, like, oh, this cute dog. And I'm thinking in my head, this thing has rabies. Why would you go and try pet this dog that you don't know, you've just never met before? But yeah, I see it all the time. Tourists approach these dogs.
But most of those dogs are alright. I mean, I think
Until it has rabies.
I got bitten by a dog in Maun.
Yeah.
Going through somebody's plot, and the mum dog had puppies. And I was like, cute, these dogs are cool. Let me go and say hello. And the mum dog didn't like the fact that I went near the baby dog. She bit me on my calf, the back of my leg. And it wasn't anything hectic, but I was like, okay, just in case, I'll go and get a rabies jab, because you never know. So I went into the private hospital there. I said, guys, I've just been bitten by a dog. They said, sorry, we haven't had rabies jabs here for 4 months. We still don't have rabies jabs, so we're going to give you some antibiotics. I was like, excuse me? So no wonder you're so scared of rabies and Maun.
Well, our colleague as well, he went to buy some stuff. I think he was buying something off Facebook Marketplace.
What is this stuff he's buying? He's buying stuff, man.
He was going to buy something off Facebook Marketplace. And as he walked in, this guy's dog ran up and bit him on the ass. And I remember he calls me and tells me, like, I just got bit by a dog. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, get a rabies jab. He's like, yeah, okay, cool. So he goes to the hospital, comes back, and he just, like, so nonchalant about it, doesn't really say much about it, and just kind of sits down, goes about his day, and I'm like, can I see where you got bitten? That's pretty fucking nasty.
You got
like,
nailed, eh?
Yeah, I was like, shit, well, good thing you got a rabies jab. And he goes, yeah, well, they didn't have rabies jabs. I got tetanus instead. I was like, that's not what you're meant to be getting.
Not going to help. Well, thank goodness he was okay.
Yeah, thank God, yeah.
No, but it makes me think, so, like, we used to feel so bad because our dogs your own dogs start to realize who's part of their tribe and who's not, who's part of their pack and who's not. So you get, unfortunately, because of that, you get some very racist dogs in Africa.
Yeah.
Like, our dogs were racist, like, very obviously, and we hated it because we lived on a farm, so we get folks like all sorts of folks. But our dogs used to go mental. We're like, dogs, chill the fuck out. Like, but we used to have folks who were in the house all the time, they were chill, but then other times they were so angry. Now, what's interesting about the dogs that we both got, and I think
they're probably racist the other way.
I think it's the opposite way. Like, to see a white person walking through this neighborhood, parts of these neighborhoods in Mountain, the dog's like, no, bro, you're not part of my tribe.
My dogs didn't like people walking down the drive. If you drove down the drive, you were fine. If you walked, you were in for a rough day.
Considering you couldn't get any rabies shots, Greg, after the dog bit you, what would a rabid Greg be?
Dude.
It might actually be quite fun.
Oh, bugger off. It would be fun, but it would be hectic, eh? Because I think you lose. Does one become like ravenously rabid? Like, you know, when a rabid animal like wants to bite everything and like goes mentally, like, I know you definitely lose your sense of self.
You're like
and
drunk,
you go,
Greg.
Shot Greg.
What, just dancing all the time?
You attack me.
I wonder if you get aggression, because a lot of it is aggression. So yeah, I might get really
But
aggro,
it's random
like after
aggression
drinking a lot of
sometimes.
brandy or something.
Basically, you'll be just drunk all the time. That's what it'll...
Drunk on aggression, like an elephant bull in Must.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but apparently you froth as well. I mean, I don't know if the humans
I haven't seen it, but I've read that
you're frothing and like your eyes go a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we should try and do some rabies research. What happens to humans?
Producer Mark? I think you
what
just
happens
die.
do you think?
I think you die from the brain, isn't it? First, which collapses.
But surely there's some sort of behavioral thing that happens before you die, because all the other animals, they have a lot of behavioral change before, because you literally like become brain dead at some point.
Yeah.
Because what is it? Is it a bacteria or is it a parasite that goes into you?
Is it not a parasite?
Or a
Because
virus?
it gets to the brain.
It's a virus.
It's a virus.
Isn't it mental that a tiny little thing that is hot? It's like not even one. It's barely even a cell. That little virus can do something that extreme to the body. Like it's
Like malaria or AIDS or.
yeah, it's mad. But isn't
That's
that
like the most dangerous stuff. Like
isn't
that's
that mad? How those little tiny little things have just. I guess they're here to population control. Anyway, producer Mark, do you know what rabies does to us?
Early symptoms: fever, headache, fatigue, nausea, anxiety, or irritability. So that's within the first 2 to 10 days.
I might already have rabies.
How like being a married man or
So then you have 2 types during the acute neurological phase. So furious rabies, which is the most common. Agitation,
Agitation.
hallucinations, extreme anxiety, hydrophobia, so fear of
Scared of water.
and that's due to throat spasms. Aerophobia, so air drafts, trigger spasms.
What?
A little wind and you're done.
Yeah.
Hypersalivation, so that's the frothing.
that's the frosting.
frosting.
Okay, it's hypersalivation.
It's bad. It sounds
then-
really bad.
Episodes of hyperactivity alternating with lucidity. And then there's the paralytic rabies. So
Flippin'
These are
heck,
some
this is like the
pet
worst
small
disease ever in
rabies,
the
man.
history of diseases.
gradual muscle weakness, ascending paralysis, less dramatic agitation, eventual respiratory failure. And then the next stage is coma or death.
Flipping
I
hell.
hope for all the listeners who go to rural areas and decide to pet a dogs. Now you know, don't do it. That's what can happen to you. Rabies.
Thank goodness we live in a time where we have vaccines.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we lived, I don't know, 100 years back and there's no, you get bitten, that's you, bro. Done. There's no like
Yeah,
saving
like
you
Mao.
then.
Like
That's
4 months without the rabies
crazy.
one.
I mean, we used to live in a world like that and we take it for granted now that we can just get jabbed and then you're sweet.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people still live in those worlds.
Producer Mark, how many people die a year from rabies?
It's a huge number, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I remember it being really big. It's
Holy
a
smokes.
really big number.
Well, we're just
And it's
lucky in the
by
West.
domestic dogs.
So you're really making me earn my money today, which we're not making any money from this. So you're making me just work.
Just work.
59,000 deaths per year globally.
59,000.
Vast majority of them are dog related.
Dog related.
Yowzers.
But the human rabies deaths in the UK are typically 0 most years.
Wow.
Well,
That's
thank-
why these guys just come to Botswana and pet random stray dogs. They don't know what rabies is.
What I find very interesting is the difference between, especially I found with people in the UK that own dogs versus people in like Southern Africa that own dogs. Like they own them for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people out there, it was for protection,
Security.
security measure,
A purpose or
Yeah.
any purpose. It's
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
purpose.
Working dogs, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's not. It's more than a pet. But it's not just a pet that's pretty cute, my dog. Like you
Yeah, they
loved
also
your pet,
do stuff.
but it was there. They filled a purpose. Whereas here, it's I'm still scared of dogs, man. Dogs is like an innate fear. Like I don't mess with wild like dogs that run up to you in the town. I'm like, I don't like that. Whereas here, everybody, oh my goodness, cute little doggy. Ooh.
Yeah, but they are very. I mean, they're
These
a
will
whole
all be
different-
vaccinated
It's a whole
or
different,
whatever. So
it's
it's
a whole
yeah.
different species. Yeah.
Back home, we also had a sausage dog, and I loved it. I used to take it home and secretly put it on the couch with me and would just watch TV or whatever. If my father saw that dog,
Dog on the
we
couch.
called it, the dog's name was Snoopy, and we called it Snoopy Airways because he would chuck this dog out the door. There's no animals allowed inside, or he just kicks it and it's out.
Oh no, poor
I-
Snoopy.
So I grew up where I'm like, dogs don't go in the
Dogs
house.
in the
Yeah,
house.
same.
When our dog died, I won't forget. That was also like we'd just put the dog in the car, drive out into the bush, and my father just throws it out. Like, all right,
No,
let's keep going.
going.
Yeah.
No connections to the dogs.
There was no dog. It just
your
had a
German
purpose.
father, I'd like to add.
The dogs had a purpose. That's it. They were not really pets.
Yeah,
He
sure.
also grew up on a farm, so that's
Yeah,
what he
no,
knows.
I guess.
No, life growing up out there was very different. I find.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I loved it though. Like the freedom, man. Like,
Yeah, that's how you learn, eh?
and I don't know. Like, I've got siblings that grew up in the UK, and you know, I've watched them. They grew up with an iPhone, or you know, like with a tablet, and like that's their life is YouTube. This. Like, I was banned from that shit. Like, I mean, even watching TV, like you weren't allowed to. My mum was like, "Oh, go outside, go find snakes, go play, you know, go and enjoy yourself. Just be careful." My brother bought me a knife for my 12th birthday. He was 9 or 10.
What?
Yeah. Walking into
For
a
what
shop.
reason? Just for fun.
I think I said I wanted a knife, and he he felt like treating me.
Who sells knives to 9-year-olds?
But this is what I like. So this is it. So when we were kids, and I remember he went into a Cape Union Mart, and he walked up to the lady, and he just said, "I want to buy my brother a knife." And they looked through the knives, and I think he had like 400, 500 pula. She scammed him. She took his full 500. It was a 200 pula knife, but he gave it to me, and it was like very sweet. And I remember coming to the UK when I was like 14 or 15, and I went to try and buy a pair of safety scissors for school, and I was ID checked, couldn't buy them.
It's a different place.
No, it's different, completely different out there.
Well, you spent half of your childhood in Botswana, and then like 5 years in how many? 3 years in the UK. So a bit of both. What was it like coming from Botswana to high school in the UK?
Creepy.
Really?
Yeah.
Tough. Eh?
Well, not even. I wouldn't say tough. It's just a change in lifestyle. I think kids here grow up a lot faster. I don't even know how it's. Okay, the best way I could explain it was when I left Botswana. I remember, because a lot of socializing you do there, you can't just walk over to your friend's house all the time. It's often you're going with your family, or there's always parents present or something because you're at someone's there's always someone's home or something. So you're often under supervision to some extent. Whereas like I found in the UK, I guess kids they just walk off to the park together from like a much younger age. Like when I left Bots, there was the first kind of, hints of, it's like 14, 15. Oh, such and such had a beer. Or, like their older brother was like, let them smoke a joint or something. Like little hints of this. I remember coming to the UK.
That was widespread.
And then got my first 3-4 months here. Someone invited me to a house party. And I get there and there's Oaks hotboxing their mum's like conservatory. Oaks are hammered off their tits. And I remember coming from Bots where it was kind of like, you're just kind of like, you had like one or two friends that were just kind of, figuring out those kind of things.
It'll be the odd ones out.
Yeah, to getting to the UK and it's all kids are the same age and these Oaks are plastered, hammered, hooked on everything, going crazy. I was like, no, take me back to this. Take me back to Bots where it's much more chilled. You could grow up at different rates in different areas, I think.
Yeah.
And like here, it's just so many people like gossip as well. Like our classes in Bots, specifically Botswana is tiny. It's a country the size of France. When I was a kid, like 2 million people, something like that. Like there was no one. It's a huge country with no one living there. So you kind of knew everyone. You knew everyone from all the schools. Like it was a very close society. Whereas
so you have a reputation there.
Yeah.
Reputation doesn't.
Yeah, and
mean
like
as much.
all the family, like everyone's parents knew who you were. You knew who everyone's parents were. Whereas you come here and you just blend in. The change is quite drastic. But then also like, I don't know, survival skills. I felt like I had a lot more common sense than some kids here. Crossing a road. I didn't know how to cross a road. That was like the weirdest
scared of cars.
thing. Well, like, I mean, we just drove everywhere. You drove to school. When you left school, you got picked up from
We didn't
school.
walk very much. We walked
that's
much
true.
more,
Yeah, we were actually just talking about it today, that how here you do a lot more. I mean, it's nice to be able to walk to places when you have a sidewalk, which actually exists.
Yeah. It was like, even I remember my friends from the UK at that point, they'd cross the road. They wouldn't even look, they'd just cross. And I was there like, left, right, right. What's happening? Like, it's parallel worlds.
I mean, it is the nice thing here that a car will not bump you. They will rather screech, hit the brakes. And in Bots, the car will bump you. Because why are you crossing at the wrong place? Or
even if you use a zebra crossing in Botswana, they're not going to stop.
Yeah.
Nothing stops for you.
But the one thing I have found, and I've realized that when I was with people from Europe in like Moan, when we're crossing the road, I have no problem crossing. I know like, okay, one car crosses, I wait in the middle, next car crosses, I go, these guys panic. They don't know what to do. They, when do we cross? When do we this? They properly panic.
It's because everyone's trying to hit them.
So you'll be surprised that we can easily cross these super busy roads where you just walk halfway, whatever, wait for the traffic to drive past, cross again. And here it's a bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like childhood in Southern Africa.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
if you're going to become a father one day, you'd raise your child there.
Probably, yeah. The freedom, like the ability to just go outside, spend time in the sun. Like, I mean, I ran around naked pretty much the majority of my childhood, just fucking around in puddles, catching frogs and snakes, and like you go and exist. I mean, I guess kids here do that as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I see it like what you were saying, that where people seem to be older here. Well, not older, but I don't know if it's access to all this information that we typically didn't have
Yeah.
all these Instagram influencers or this
Yeah,
or
imagine
that.
having that when you're 10 years old.
Yeah, and I've seen some people, which I still don't understand, why they follow these people so religiously when they're not qualified, they're not anything, they're not experts in the field, and then they just listen to this random person say these stuff.
They're just good at getting one's attention, eh?
I've seen it even in the supermarket, like where in the supermarket there'll be this thing for sale and it's from some influencer person, whatever. They've never studied anything, but they're there promoting this
Yeah.
food. And I'm like, but they're not a nutritionist. What is this based on? It's just a random person's opinion.
Yeah. It's the attention economy, eh? It's a different world we
Yeah.
live in.
Same for celebrities, yeah.
We're going to have to become a part of that in some sense, well, especially for me, because I've kind of become an English person now. So I kind of... I'm now
English.
from the Northern Hemisphere, so I kind of have to jump into that world of competing for attention online to do my work professionally. So
There is, yeah.
I don't know how to tackle this, but
It's even like,
gonna have to
you know,
start using
choosing
the
a
ground.
brand of like rice to buy or something out here. There's so many. Like you go into a supermarket in Botswana, you want rice. There's rice.
one type of rice.
You want bread. There's brown or white. If there's that, maybe some bread rolls. Go into a bloody bread aisle in the UK.
Yeah, your choices.
Do you
are
want naan?
amazing,
Do you
eh?
want pita?
Yeah.
Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want how? Like what style? What like there was what is it? Giraffe bread and tiger bread. I saw tiger bread in the supermarket. I
What's
was like,
tiger bread?
it's a type
Never.
of bread.
No way. Too many options. Well, in lots of options, it's a blessing and a curse.
I mean, the one thing which originally I saw in the supermarket was at the meat section, where they would have like chicken, but chopped up into, that's just breasts, that's just drumsticks, that's just wings, and you can buy it diced. And originally I was like, fucking hell, man, are people this lazy? I now buy those diced wings. I'm like, why not? 5 pence, 10 pence more, and someone has diced it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to figure out how to make life easy.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, now I do it too. I'm like,
Wait until you have enough money for like Uber Eats and stuff. Then we just stop cooking.
I wish.
it's like a
everything's
taxi which brings you food from a restaurant. What is it?
From what I understand, yeah, I've never had one. Actually,
I've never done
I've had
it
a
either.
delivery thing, but yeah, apparently like they'll go to the restaurant, pick up what you ordered online, and then deliver it to the door. Mad.
The big difference for me between like those two lifestyles was people in Botswana just have like, I mean, South Africa, it's just a lot more trust in you to be competent as an individual. Like nothing's safety, like everything here is safety proofed. Like if you want to do something, someone's thought about every possible way you could do it wrong, and it's preventable.
Yeah, because people will sue. Like if
Yeah.
it's, like they'll be like, oh, my cousin got hurt by your ladder, so we need you to idiot-proof your ladder, please.
Yeah.
So it's like everywhere. But our legal system in Southern Africa, like you would never sue somebody over something like
You wouldn't
that.
get anywhere in the courts for
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like
It had
that.
to be,
They'd laugh.
it had to be
They'd
like
laugh at
something
you.
more serious, yeah.
Oh, you
But
know-
what about the khotla, the traditional court? So how does that work? Because you can go to a traditional court with the chief and have all sorts of interesting and unusual claims. Like it can be claims over, being treated unfairly, or it can be claims over theft. Do they have quite minor things that come to the court? And then isn't the punishment like you get beaten with a stick
Yeah, corporal punishment.
Still to this
Corporal,
day as
up
well.
to today, yeah.
when you go to the khotla?
Yeah, so we have in Botswana what's called the khotla, and that's where there'll be different chiefs, kings, and if you've got a dispute, for example, I'll just say Greg stole my chicken. So I can, instead of going to the police station, I can decide to take Greg to the khotla, report him, and then on the spot, just like Game of Thrones, judgment is done.
Just like
And-
Game of Thrones.
Can I represent myself and be
You
like,
only represent yourself. There's no lawyers. You are your own lawyer.
Oh.
So just like that, on the spot, it's me versus you. My story versus your story. And you talk to the chief there. And as soon as you guys are both done, conclusion.
but is there a group of people? Does
There's
the
a
chief
group.
make
There's
decisions?
multiple.
Okay,
Yeah, there's multiple. And then they discuss. If it's a
Like a
bigger,
jury.
if it's a bigger thing, they can tell you come back a week later. But if it's something, I can literally take you there for insulting me.
Really?
Yeah, if you insulted me and I'm like, you're this is too much, you're taking it over the top, I can go there and you can get up to 10 lashes.
For insulting somebody?
Well, maximum, let me say, is 10 lashes.
What, for
I know
stealing the
for
chicken or for insulting?
the penalties, the punishments that you can
For
get.
so what if it's
Any
murder?
punishment. No, so there's a certain point where you can't now take it to the khotla. It has to go
has
to the police station only.
So 10 lashes is max. I'm surprised. That's not actually that much, eh?
10
that was like
lashes?
me at school. I got
No,
a 10 at
but the
school.
10 lashes there, it's because they tie you onto a bench. They remove your shirt and you get whipped where your skin peels off every single lap.
Okay,
So those
that's a
10
pretty
lashes
serious
are on
lap.
your back for life.
Yeah.
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
They actually cut
It's
you.
literally, if you do something, people will rather beg, do not take me to the traditional court. I'll rather go to the police station.
Yeah.
They'll choose the police station over the traditional court.
Are you sure?
It helps even for the khotla is not just limited to adults. You can report children, naughty children. So I've had it before. A relative of mine was reported by their mum. The mum took them.
Took the kid.
Yeah.
The mum reported their own kid to
Yeah,
the
because he
khotla.
was being
He was being nonsense.
being rude. Yeah.
What?
And he got lashed.
What?
Yeah, he got lashed at the
That's
khotla.
one
My
way of
cousin
keeping
got
your
lashed.
kids in control. Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes, when, parents can't always have control. Sometimes some kids are just so damn naughty
yeah.
and get out of it. And it works. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it works. After that, no one wants to go back there.
Yeah. What's the most unusual thing you've heard somebody go to the khotla for? Because it's unusual for a mum to take their kid. But there must be all sorts of interesting stories. Do you know any unusual stories about the khotla?
There's so many types, that you can go for. I mean, I've taken someone to the khotla.
Really?
I still have a case. Yeah, it's still
At the khotla?
Yeah, but that one is a land dispute. It's not. It's I wasn't insulted or they didn't steal my chicken. But that case. So for example, that case, it's still ongoing, and then we're waiting for the next date. But it goes much faster when you go through the customary court.
It keeps people in order. Like,
Yeah. Disincentivizes bad behavior, and it's quite quick. You don't have to clog up the legal system.
Yeah.
You can draw a crowd sometimes as well.
Yeah, can you go and watch
can.
public beating?
You
Really?
can go and watch.
Did you ever go and watch?
No, I didn't. It wasn't my weekend activity. Go
in the
some beers
olden-
there and watch people get lashed.
I mean, it's mad. Like in the medieval times, people used to just go and watch hangings. It's like that was the afternoon thing to do.
You can still do that in that part of the world as well, though.
yeah, you
What?
can.
Go and watch a hanging?
Yeah.
No, hanging, not a hanging.
You can. I think if you're related to the person.
Yeah, if you're related to
Yeah, but
them.
nobody's gonna want to want to.
People that have.
Yeah, but they're not gonna go and want to watch their relative get hanged.
No, not their relative. Like if their relative was murdered or something, they'll go and watch the other person get hanged. But that still happens. I mean, Botswana.
In Botswana?
Yeah.
No freaking way.
Only for murder, though.
Yeah, only for murder.
Yeah, but it was like a weekend thing to bring the kids to back in the day, like a guillotine thing. It would be like, oh, let's take the whole family. But I guess that's not a khotla thing nowadays.
I mean, the khotla, you can, if you want to watch
Take
the
your
lashes.
kids and be
Anyone's
like, hey
open.
kids, this is why you don't disrespect me. Yeah.
It would be great when they're 4 years old. Take them there at 4. It's like, yeah, you see?
I must tell our missus that we go to the Botswana khotla just to teach the kids a lesson.
If you sleep past 8 o'clock, that's it. You just let them know. 4 years old, it's ingrained into them.
Those kids will
Yeah.
listen properly.
We're going to get into trouble with folks here in the West because corporal punishment and treating your children like that is very frowned upon. But when we grew up, like, you get whacked by your teachers, whacked by your mom
I was
and
beaten
dad.
at school, part of the
I
punishment.
can imagine you were a naughty little shit, though.
Yeah, you
know-
probably deserved it, didn't you?
I used to cheat, So what we'd do, because I knew I'd get the beatings, and I wore under my trousers another trouser, almost like a pants.
Double trousers.
Yeah,
padding.
double trousered, but made it really close. So when I get the beatings, it wouldn't be as painful. Then you still act it out. Because if you don't act it out, the teachers will be like, no, what's happening here? This guy's not in pain.
Yeah.
I pretty much hit the cutoff. We had a couple years where we had some teachers. I don't even think they were actually technically allowed to still be beating us.
They still did it.
But they did, and then it kind of I think my generation is when they stopped. But I know in a lot of the local schools they still have it.
Yeah.
Still there.
I'm actually pro it, to be honest.
Why are you pro
Corporal punishment.
I don't think we should go down this for your own.
For our own good.
What would happen in Zim, Greg, if someone stole your chicken?
Dude, well, Zim is another whole story because we don't actually really have a rule of law. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like it's a very strange time in Zim. It has been for the last like 20 years because we had land reform and a whole bunch of socioeconomic upheaval. That's, I mean, nowadays, of course, the traditional, for me, in my life, it would be normal. It wouldn't be anything very different to what we have here in the UK because we were a colony of the English.
Yeah.
So it was quite similar. Like the country was run like the UK would be run, but there were still traditional systems like you have in Botswana. But I did visit a chief once, and the reason why I visited a chief once for a disciplinary situation like this is I stole someone's bicycle, And the reason why I stole someone's bicycles because they were netting. They were putting fishing nets. You know how we hate the fishing netters?
Yeah.
We hate them because they smash all the fish, and it's a really unecologically friendly way of
Been
fishing.
The same person since he was.
Yeah, so,
Yes.
so
changed
we had
one
a dam on the farm where we had water for spraying on the crops, but obviously it also had fish in it. And I used to love going fishing with my fishing rod, and this person had set out a huge big fishing net, and we had made a rule in the community like no fishing nets because everyone could fish with a rod. So anyway, this guy had his fishing net, and I was having none of it. So I chased him. I confiscated his fishing net, but he was so scared that he just ran. He left all of his clothes and his bicycle and his fishing nets, and he just went naked. Gone, because he was in the water when we saw him. So he left all his kit. So we confiscated everything. I went home. I went to my mom and dad, and I had all of this guy's stuff. And my dad was shocked because he was so horrified. It was back in the day when Zim land dispute was starting, and I was like, if you're a white person taking from your, it was really, really bad thing. So he was like, Greg, no, we're going right now. We need to go to the chief and we need to return this, and you need to apologize publicly. I had to do a public apology.
Public apology.
To every, for stealing a man's bicycle and his underwear. So I met the guy again. I had to say sorry and
Was he wearing clothes this time?
This time he had clothes, yeah. But you could check he was sad with me. He was angry. Yeah? I stole his bicycle and his underwear. So that's been my only brush with with traditional court. The only other thing I did that was I did once have to. So thinking about traditions. One of the traditional beliefs that was very strong there had to do actually with rock pythons. But if you come across a python and you're not allowed to kill it, it's like royal game. But if you kill one by mistake, there's a omen that if you don't release it into a waterway, put the body down the waterway, the area that you're in will not get rain for 5 years. So unfortunately, one of the guys on our farm ran over a python while he was driving the tractor. And he was too scared to pick it up and to put it into the river. So I got called and it was like, Greg, you're the guy who likes snakes so much. Please, can you go and release this python into the waterway? And I was driving on my motorbike with the python half japped over me. And you can imagine now people who are on the side of the road watching me driving down this road with a python on my motorbike. And I actually like, what the hell? Anyway, I saw the chief on that day, and he was very, very, very concerned with what I was doing. Because like, bro, you're not allowed to do anything with a python. I'm not allowed to kill pythons. Like he was like, you're not allowed. He had to stop me. And he said, what are you doing with python? Because he thought I'd killed it, in which case that was a crime.
Yeah.
So that's my two brushes with the traditional law. Anyway, I released the python and it was all good. But we got rain.
I never had these problems, man.
Well, that was a very nice natural ending.
It was a great chat. I think even everyone listening back home, if you have any problems with your children, let them know how children were disciplined in Botswana and Zim. And that's a great way for them to end.
That's a wrap.
Don't beat your kids, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh gosh, we lived a different life, but it was a good life. How's it? What fam? That's you guys, our Wildly Off Track family. I hope you're all enjoying our ramblings on the podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe, follow on whichever platform you're listening. There's going to be loads of content to come. Bonus episodes in the pipeline, bonus content on our socials. So come along for the ride and have a good laugh. It's going to be epic.